Hello and welcome back to the Dune Minute Podcast, your place to dive deep minute by minute into the cinematic adaptation of Frank Herbert's world of Dune. I'm one of your hosts, Zach.
And I'm John.
And we are back on this Tuesday episode. We were just talking to old baseball teams. Well, not old, but minor league baseball teams during the break. And I know that's something that people are itching to hear. They're like, why the hell do we talk about Dune so much when they come here for minor league baseball team names?
They just have way more fun mascots.
Of course they do. We're talking about the Huntsville Trash Pandas, the Gwinnett Stripers, which is not crazy fun.
The Portland Sea Dogs. The Binghamton Thunder Ponies. Oh, no, Rumble Ponies, I think. It's one of the two of those. You're going to piss off a Binghamton fan.
I'm sorry. It's one of those is the correct name. When I spent my month up in Portland, Maine, I saw a Sea Dogs Binghamton game.
Hell yeah.
I paid like $12 for second row behind home plate seats.
This is a simpler time.
It was so much fun, and they had like just like maybe 100 feet of the outfield wall was set up to be the height of the Green Giant. Because I guess the Sea Dogs are a feeder team.
It's a feeder team for Boston, so they got to get used to hitting over that thing.
Right, exactly.
I bet you those seats aren't $1,000 like they are in Fenway, though.
No, definitely not. No. It was a lot of fucking fun. Got a hat, and I went back like 2 or 3 times while I was there. It was
Hell yeah.
Great.
Man. Anyways, aside from baseball, we're here talking about Dune.
We are here talking about Dune. We are here specifically to talk about minute 106 through 107 of Dune Part 2, released 2023, I think.
Nope.
2024, right. Because this year is 2025. I was thinking it was last year, but I was still thinking it's 2024 this year. Time's an illusion, John.
It's a flat circle.
It is a flat circle.
Yet also a spiral?
I think it can be many shapes. Because it's an illusion. It can be whatever you want it to be.
I'm not a higher dimensional being. I don't see time the way that they do. So,
regardless of what year it is, we are still talking about minute 106 through 107. And we're picking back up in Stilgar's impassioned speech to get Paul to go to the south and to talk in his place.
Yep.
Because he's all busted up Stilgar right now. And he continues and he says, he left off by saying, we need you. And he continues by saying, we need the Lisan al-Gaib to lead our people. And Paul really tries to, I say really tries. He does a half-ass attempt at protesting against this, or at least he starts to.
Dismissing it.
Yeah. And Stilgar just shuts him up immediately. Like he's just like, no.
The way that the line delivery that we have here from Javier Bardem it's so good. So what Paul says is, you know what I think of all that, Stilgar? And immediately there's a response of, I don't care what you believe, I believe. And just like the way that he delivers that line is so fucking good.
Yeah. Well, this is the, I'm not going to say the culmination because we get more from it later, but we spent the entire movie seeing Stilgar's fanaticism kind of come to the surface. And continue to come to the surface. So This is just like another big step in that.
And obviously he's very, distressed right now because his entire siege just got bombed and, tens, if not hundreds of people are dead because of it.
Yeah.
So like clearly he's really upset about the whole situation. And one thing that I think is interesting is, our camera, looks at Paul for a second. We get some rising music. And then we cut to Gurney, who like kind of comes out from the shadows a little bit.
I don't think he comes out. I think he's just like been sitting off to the side, but whatever.
He's lit up just a little more, and he's got this. Well, what are you gonna do about it? Kind of look on his face.
Yeah,
and Gurney was right.
Well, sort of.
Don't need to be a prophet to see that war is coming.
Yes. So what I wrote down and what I took from this scene is Gurney completely agrees with Stilgar.
Sure.
But for vastly different reasons. He is taking the revenge for the Atreides path. Stilgar's taking the messianic figure path.
Sure.
But both of them require Paul to step into this leadership position. So Gurney and Stilgar are not so different. Him and
We're not so different, you and I.
exactly. So yeah, he just kind of nods in agreement or gives a slight like head raise. And yeah, I mean, it's not made up yet, but the two people that Paul trusts the most and are his closest advisors at this point are both pushing him for this.
Yeah.
One more outwardly than the other, but they're still very much in favor.
And we leave the siege. We cut to the outside, and we are looking at the mountain that the siege is built into from a good bit of ways away. And, there's steam still rising from the completely molten rock that's on top of the mountain. And
You can kind of see glimpses of it from the steam, from like the actual like melted pitted rock. It's kind of obfuscated by the smoke and everything, but you can still see a little bit of it. And it's just crazy the damage they did.
Yeah. And Paul's just there watching from a distance. For now, he's beside himself, but in the background, we can see someone approaching, and Gurney is there. Paul says that this is something he couldn't see coming, and Gurney, being the military mind that he is, states that just because the attack is done now doesn't mean the Harkonnens are done. They've just gone back to reload, so now is the time to leave.
Yep.
So after Gurney says that they've the Harkonnens have gone to reload, Chani and Shishkali and the rest of the Fedaykin come up from over this small hill, and Chani's let them know that thumpers have been set. It's time to go.
Yep.
And Paul doesn't want to, obviously.
Just wants to be the martyr.
Yeah.
Here, and okay, I'll save that just for a second because we got to get to it in the dialogue. But he says, I'm going to stay here. I'll cover the retreat. You go, yada yada. And Chani questions. He's like, "Why can't you go with us?" And he just goes, "You know why." So they must have talked about his fears. Gurney, being Gurney, offers to stay with Paul.
Yeah.
And Paul just snaps right here. And he's like, nobody stays but me. And Gurney tries to protest, and then he starts to shout, "That is an order, Gurney Halleck. Go south, protect my mother."
And Gurney has the look on his face of like when your parent yells at you and you're a kid, and he's just like, "Yes, sorry."
Yeah, he just got
rightly so.
He just got the full name busted out.
Yeah, he got the full Christian name, busted out. And
I'm not going to say my full Christian name, but I absolutely know that feeling when my parents call me that. Even still, I'm in my mid-30s. If I get that still, a shiver runs down my spine.
All of the trauma of the slatted wooden spoon comes out.
So here's a point of beef.
Okay.
A beef point, if you will. In that chapter where I mentioned yesterday, where we have mainly all of this is coming from, or the points that we do get are coming from this one chapter. Jessica's not in the South at this point. She's been brought up or for some reason, she's brought up.
Sure.
No, I'm sorry. This happens in a little bit. I think this happens in the next chapter. Sorry, but my point still stands. There is a really big plot point and kind of beat in the book about Gurney doesn't know that Jessica's still alive, because he's only met Paul up until this point, because they've only been hanging out again basically for a day.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know Jessica's alive. Paul hasn't mentioned her yet. He mentions that his mother is coming up, and Gurney instantly is like, the witch is still here. Because up until this point, Gurney still thinks that Jessica is the one who betrayed the house.
Yeah.
This storyline is completely missed and left out of the movie. And I don't think it would have been a big deal to put it in.
I think it would have been more of a big deal to bring Jessica away from the South just because of everything that she's been doing that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
They could have moved it to a little bit later in the story when they do finally get down to the temple. It's a point where we can see Gurney, is faithful to Leto.
Sure.
He's faithful to the Duke and to the Atreides house. He believes that Jessica was the person who betrayed them. That fire still burns in him, and it's resolved in like a paragraph in the book. I mean, it's a very quick resolution. But then we get to see the beginnings of the Jessica Gurney storyline here, right then, which does not give me a lot of hope that storyline's going to exist in the next movie. Because
it's possible.
It's possible they'll introduce it in a different way, sure. But this would have been the by the book, literally, way to do it.
I mean, I guess it would be. Yeah, I don't know, because the last that we see of Jessica in this movie is her talking to still unborn Alia. So there's the whole Jessica still has to give birth in the movies thing. Mm-hmm. Alia's still, she's not a 3-year-old by the end of this movie, which fucks with the timelines. And God damn it.
Okay. We're not going to get into this again, but
I mean, we'll
get in. Yeah. Not right now though.
Yeah.
That's just another thing that they left out. And I really like that point in the book because, Gurney gets super ashamed once he figures out that it was Yue who did the betrayal. Paul, gives him the letter and the evidence and everything that they have. And, he's basically just like, well, Paul, I've ashamed or I've embarrassed you. Go ahead and kill me. And this is, maybe two or three pages away from Stilgar being like, I guess you got to kill me, Paul. And he says this line. He's like, must every man that I need, or must every person that I need ask me to kill them?
If he killed Gurney, who would be the ugliest person?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Be no more rolling ugly men here. So I just wanted to point that out, that this is definitive proof. I mean, obviously we know this because we've seen the movie, but this is where, if you were waiting for it, this is where they're going to actually say, hey, we're not going to include that storyline. Shishkali speaks up at this point, and she lets Paul know that none of the people will leave unless he's there with them. So he again reiterates that he cannot go south. And
then as the teenager that he is, he stomps off and leaves.
So to end out the minute, I kind of had I was just writing questions as I was as I was typing.
Sure.
I said, do you think Gurney and Shishkali know why he can't go south at this point? I was like, it's like Paul's being super, super cagey here. And then, as if Chani read my notes, she immediately starts to answer that question.
Yeah, and it's cut off halfway through.
It is. And the reason that she begins to give for why Paul can't go south is he's afraid of the fun.
Oh.
So Paul's afraid of fun. You can't go south. I know this was right in the middle of a word, but this was a pretty good cutoff.
Is he afraid of fun as in like the concept of having fun, or fun the band?
I think the concept of fun.
Okay.
Because she says the fun.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one. Okay.
Although that man has a suspiciously wide mouth, I would also be a little bit afraid of that. The lead singer of Fun I'm talking about.
Yeah. Nate Ruiz, I think is his name.
Great music. Great singer.
No, I have all of the Format's records.
But he's got a
in my record
fucking
collection.
chomper on him, dude.
Oh, yeah. Huge fucking mouth. It's kind of like, so you know how in the Lord of the Rings movies. This is now a Lord of the Rings podcast.
Yes, finally. Let's do those minute by minute.
Holy fuck. That would be like actual years to do. Also, I'm pretty sure there already is a Lord of the Rings minute.
How far did they get in? I bet we could do it.
I don't know. I'll tell you this right now. I do not have the canon lore
No, I don't
knowledge of Tolkien's universes to be able to speak on a minute by minute basis over there.
That I'll tell you the same thing that people, when they ask me to, like, you know, get back into Dave Matthews or to fish or anything like that, I don't have time in my life for another jam band. And that's what it feels like.
I don't have a time in my life for another minute by minute podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, but I was gonna say, so like Nate Ruiz's mouth is like how they digitally enlarged the mouth of the actor who played the mouth of Sauron's mouth by like 15 or 20% to make it look like super weird and off-putting. The difference is that Nate Ruiz doesn't have the giant splits in his lip from, you know, the damage that the black speech does to the physical body of the mouth of Sauron.
Right.
I don't think that would play well on TV.
I mean, it played pretty well in the movie.
No, but I mean, like in a concert.
Yeah,
You know,
no, you don't want to be. You don't want to be
standpoint,
doing getting up on stage and just reciting a bunch of black speak. You're just begging for a Nazgul at that point. You're going to get a ring wraith infestation.
Then you got to call exterminators, and they're going to be expensive because they're going to be like, well, you know, this isn't like part of our normal package, so we have to upcharge you on that.
They're going to say, well, do you have your one ring? And you said, I keep it secret. I keep it safe. They go, good one. We need it.
And then they stab you.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to be a good time.
It's not great. It's a lot of insurance liability. Didn't they also do something to his mouth, like flip it upside down or some other kind of like weird CG stuff? I know they made it bigger.
They made it bigger. I don't think it was flipped upside down.
There was something else they did because it's so strange. Like
Maybe it was flipped.
It's like Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
This is not how a mouth should work, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, they did some shit to it.
You know,
The like super large teeth are the really like off-putting thing for me.
Yeah. You know, man, today's a gloomy day. I can't go fly, so I may as well go watch Lord of the Rings when I get home.
I mean, 13 and a half hours from now puts you at 3 a.m. Yeah, that's fine.
I got one in me. I can't do a marathon like that.
You can do all three.
No, I can't. I physically cannot.
Bitch.
I don't have that attention span, man. I've done that once in my life to say that I've done it, and I'm never doing it again.
I do it probably once a year.
Yeah, but you like to marinate. I don't like to marinate.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I can't do it.
All right.
Okay, we've strayed pretty far afield of this, almost as far as Paul's tantrum is going to take him away from Gurney and the group. I got us back.
Oh, God.
All right, cool. No more book notes from me. I said them all when I complained about the Gurney Jessica stuff not being in here. Anything from Art and Soul from you?
Nope.
Okay, cool. We will be back tomorrow. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to keep harping on it this week while I remember. If you're enjoying the show, drop us a rating, a review. We are on Blue Sky at duneminute.com. We can also receive emails, and the address to send those emails is duneminute@gmail.com.
We actually can no longer receive emails. We've lost our email privileges. No, we haven't.
Well, wait for that lawsuit to come through. I'm sure we will.
What the fuck?
All right, bye.